either the core courses and then the elective courses. Okay, so English, Math, Science, or Social Studies, you require at least C6. And then in your electives, 3 of them, you require also C6, at least, to be able to be admitted to do a degree program. Now, we also have DBS holders who also come through at a point. So they join at level 200, the DBS holders. We also have vocational and technical qualification. Our brothers that come from the technical schools. If you have credit passes in your results, you can pursue a degree program, 4-year degree program. But when you have passes, as a vocational or technical student, then you can pursue an HND program. Okay. So with the HND program, you need in the core courses at least D7. So when you miss the degree, and you probably have one D7 in your English or Math or Science or Social Studies, then you can enroll onto an HND program. But in the electives, you require C6 at least. Okay, so when you obtain a D7 in your elective, you can't make it to the HND. And as I said, we have DBS and also vocational and technical students also enrolling. Now, we have other diploma programs. And here there are 2 of them. We have the tertiary diploma programs and also the non-tertiary diploma programs. Now, with the tertiary diploma programs, you require at least D7 in 3 core courses. Okay? And then in your electives, you require 2 C6s, at least 2 C6s. Are you with me? Now, with the non-tertiary, if you have D7, in both the core courses and the electives, you can enroll. For instance, DBS. Okay, you can enroll in the DBS program, please. Right, so once you have the requisite requirement, to be admitted as a student, you are enrolled into the various faculties. And by now, you may be affiliated to one faculty or the other. So we have Faculty of Engineering, we have Faculty of Applied Science and Technology, we have Faculty of Built and Natural Environment, we have Faculty of Health and Allied Sciences, we have Faculty of Business and Management Studies. Boss. Okay, so under the various faculties, we have a lot of departments, okay? And so that one we'll just, won't go into it. We'll go through that. A lot of a lot of departments. So Applied Sciences, you see the departments there. Please, let's move. Built and Natural Environment, you see the faculty, the departments there. And then Faculty of Health and Allied Sciences, 2 departments. Let's move. Business and Management Studies, you see the departments there. Right. Now, let's look at the second department that the Academic Affairs Division is in charge. Now, and this is the Student Services section. Essentially, the Student Services section, with the help of the ICT Directorate, manage student records. Okay? They manage student records. So as I said, you are admitted into the university. You do all kinds of things within the faculties. Okay? But your data, your records are managed by the Student Services. Okay? Right. So they deal with registration. When you came in, you have registered. If you have not registered, please, this is a very important exercise in the university which you must comply. Okay? If you haven't done so, by the time registration expires, you will be asked to leave the university because then you are not a student. So you must register, and Student Services is in charge of that. Now, Student Services, again, with the assistance of the ICT Directorate, provides ID cards to students. They also issue transcripts. Okay, so when everything is said and done in the university, you require your academic records in terms of, your results, student services. You must go to student services, or should I say, you must apply to student services for them to get you the transcript. Now, they can also give you your detailed results. Even though, because you have registered and you have access to your portal, you will have access to your detailed results. Are you with me? But when you require an official detailed results, you need to go to the student services and they will provide. Again, student service also provide attestation. When you are done with school and you want the university to tell a story about you, okay, then you can come for an attestation that, okay, Kwesi Mensah was here, he did so and so program, and we can vouch for his credibility. So student services perform that service. Introductory letters. I mean, once you are in the university now, and you want to be introduced to any company or any institution, you may require an introductory letter. And it is student services that will provide that service for you. Now, when you are through with your program and graduation is held, it is the student services department or section that will issue your certificates to you. Please. Right, so if you do not know, I mean, by this time, I think you may have had an encounter at student services. If you do not know where it is, when you enter the main administration block, on your left, that office is there. Now, let's look at the third department or section that the Academic Affairs Directorate supervises. It is the examination section. And that is a very important, section in the university. They ensure that all the examinations that you are going to do, they coordinate. Okay, they coordinate all the examinations you are going to write in this university. Please, let's move. Now, let's turn our attention to this important aspect: payment of fees and registration. I know by now you have paid your fees, and the finance officer will later, you see, the finance officer came with two other men, which means that it's a very important, aspect of the institution that they will want to talk about. So 3 persons came. Now, you are required to pay your fees and register. Okay. You cannot register when you haven't paid your fees. All right, and we are saying that you are required to pay 60% of your fees before you are able to register. Okay, so 60% in the first semester before you register, and then 40% in the second semester before you register. Please, registration in this university is a very important exercise. When you have not registered, you are not a student. Okay? When you haven't registered, you can't even write an exam. And if you're able to write the exam, nobody can enter the results against your name. Okay, your results will be lost in the system. So please, it is important for you to pay your fees and register as a student. I mean, if you have had problems as a student, as a fresher, to register, what you need to do is to go to the ICT team or the faculty administrators. They will help you to do your registration if you haven't gone through it. You can also go to the student services section. They will help. Okay, the do's and don'ts. Right, and then also matriculation. Matriculation essentially is an event that officially admits you or induct you into the university. If you do not go through matriculation, you are not a student. And I dare say at this material moment that you are not a student until you go through matriculation. Don't be scared. Yeah. And the third one is congregation. I mean, after everything is done, you know, your course, it may be 3 years, it may be 2 years, it may be 4 years. At the end of the day, we conduct a congregation ceremony, and then your certificates are released onto you, please. Okay, so let's look at the academic calendar of this university, Koforidua Technical University. Now, what happens is that we run a 32-week semestral system, and normally it is determined by academic board. When lawyer comes, I mean, he will show you, you know, what academic board is and what other, you know, structures we have at the university. Now, academic board is the second highest decision-making body in this university. Now, the 32 weeks is divided into 2 semesters. It constitutes 2 semesters. Now, each semester has 16 weeks. Okay, so semester 1, 16 weeks. Semester 2, 16 weeks. So it constitutes 32 weeks. Now, with the 16 weeks for a semester, 14 weeks are allocated to teaching and learning. 14 weeks, teaching and learning. And then the last 2 weeks is used for an examination. Are you with me? So you must be guided by this so that you can prepare properly, you know, and then you will have a very good performance. I mean, you don't wait till the last, you know, point where you start, you know, reading your notes and all of that. You must start from day one. Are you with me? So 14 weeks for teaching and learning, 2 weeks for examinations. Now, for degree programs, we have 8 semesters. Okay, for degree programs, we have 8 semesters. So 1, 2, 3, 8 semesters. Higher national diploma programs, we have 6 semesters. Are you with me? So you are required to do either 8 semesters as a degree student to finish. And then higher national diploma programs, 6 semesters to finish. And then the tertiary diploma and other non-tertiary programs, 4 semesters to finish. No more, no less, please. Okay, so these are the assessment modes. It has practical is 70%. You must have a continuous assessment of 40%, and then 60% end of semester. But with the non-CBT programs, the regular ones like, FBMS programs, you have 40% continuous assessment. I'll get into it shortly. And then the semester is 60%. Now, we are saying that regular attendance to lecture is required. It's a must. If you fail to attend lectures for 14 days, you are in trouble. You will not be allowed to write the end of semester examinations. Right, so let's look at the continuous assessment. So we are saying that there's a mid-semester examinations. The mid-semester academic board has decided that, it should constitute a certain marks, which is 20 marks. The mid-semester, 20 marks. And then we also have assignments, quizzes, and other tests, which constitutes probably quiz 1, or an assignment, or probably 2 assignments, which constitute 20 marks. So if it is 1 and 2, you have 10 here, 10 there. So you have 20. Okay? And then your mid-semester is also 20. So you have 40 marks there. And then once you are done with that, then you are going to, be confronted with examination, which is 60%. But please, don't take the mid-semester and essentially the continuous assessment for a joke. Okay? Because they help in making the grade. I mean, in an examination, you can't make 60% to be able to pass. So you need this continuous assessment to be able to do well. Let's move. Right. So then we have the end of semester examinations, which I said has 60% mark. Let's move. Now, let's look at the grading system. Very important. So once you have started from the first year, you need to be doing your own calculation as to what GPA you get at the end of the semester so that you know where you are heading towards. So, 1, there's 85 plus, 85% plus, which is A plus. That one, so the letter grade is A plus. And then it has a numerical equivalence, which is 5.0. Now, please, can you see clearly on the board? Yes. So each of the mark ranges has a letter grade. And then the letter grades also have their numerical equivalence. Okay, so depending on whichever grade or mark you get, it has a numerical value or equivalence. Are you with me? Good. So let's try and do some calculation about what our GPA, our grade point is. Now, you realize that the table we looked at, it has a letter grade and also a numerical value. Are you with me? So depending on whichever, mark you get, you have a letter grade and then the numerical value. So, for instance, whichever course you are pursuing,